Jupiter did what to Kronos and castrated him and took over kingship, right? So I maintain that the solar disk, the winged disk, is Jupiter, not Saturn, like some people think. I think Saturn is the bearded god, the god with the long flowing beard. And that beard is Venus and its birth in the polar configuration. And then Jupiter took over the polar configuration for a short time. And then they both fucking went out to the outer solar system during their exchange of thunderbolts, changing their electric potential from what it was to what it is now. And they're sorted out on the magnetic field lines due to their electric potential. Our electric potential didn't change very much. And Venus probably had a high electric potential compared to the sun's, like more positively charged compared to the sun when it was born, and it went in closer.
Yeah. We're streaming, guys. We're trying to do this. I'm just going out on a limb here and starting this. Keep going. You were doing great. We were talking about vol fraud, and that went into two. We're actually live streaming right now, guys.
Oh, I didn't get a notification yet.
You didn't? You didn't get the notification?
Not yet.
Maybe it says I got 5 viewers. Now I'm not seeing it like I used to on the regular YouTube screen. I got something completely different.
I had to click on your name.
All right, now I'm gonna try to find it on the regular YouTube video, so that I can see who's in the room.
Yeah, I had to do a search for Greg J, and it came up with the live broadcast in the list of. Plus your channel came up there too, right? It came up. That's the way I got in with the live broadcast in the list.
I'm hoping that I can get heard this time.
Your channel came up there too, right? It came. That's the way I got in with the live broadcast in the list.
I'm hoping that I can get heard this time. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hee. Hey everybody, welcome to the first live stream back since June. Now we're just chatting, me and Shockwave. Say hi, Shockwave.
Hi, Shockwave.
And Holloway. Say hi, Holloway.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. So hopefully I've been doing a little practicing, and we won't have all kinds of glitches like I used to have, like the big echo and all that. And we were talking about vote fraud, and Rick Shockwave just said that the two factions that are fighting it out are Jupiter and Saturn, the snake.
The worshippers of those two gods, the eagle, which is Jupiter, I think the solar disk, and Saturn, which produced the snake, which is Venus in its long tail.
Yes. I mean, you know what? I can completely see that. It always seems to be that, doesn't it?
Yep.
It always has been, since the beginning.
Bearded god, Saturn, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, one and the same.
All I have to do now is get my... why is my video not showing? My audio is not showing. What's up with that? Is everybody seeing the pictures?
I hear you on YouTube, and I see the video on YouTube.
Okay, so
right now it's a mummy.
Okay, good. So, because I'm on the edit page, and it's just showing it blank.
Just let it run, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I'm watching the screen, so if it goes blank, I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Did you anybody catch my video tonight on?
Shamanism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't get back to the chat page. I don't know why. That's weird. Oh, I'm on the edit
Well,
page.
if I was you. Oh. Don't click on something that stops everything.
No. I'm not going to. That's usually what I do, right? All I see is says Greg J. Chat with friends.
You
Okay,
have
now
you
I'm.
have been
All
known to
right.
make a mistake or two.
Oh, geez, yeah. Like what else is new, right? Hello, everybody. I got it. I
We're
finally
only
got
human.
it. I finally got it. I can see the pictures. Yay.
Yay.
I have an hour-long video that we recorded last night. There's just a few little flaws I have to get out. But I was planning on showing it tonight. And then for us to chat. But I found a few problems.
We're chatting now.
Yeah, so we're chatting now. Everybody's kind of eager to go. So that's good, you know. I just want everything to go smooth. That's all. As long as that happens, I'm happy. So So let me tell
I
you.
cannot tell a lie. I wasn't super eager to chat. I was enjoying my break from the Electric Universe talks on the Electric View, and that's gonna come to an end pretty soon too. So
What's going on with that? I was going to ask you, what's up with that? Why aren't you guys broadcasting?
Neil is changing the format, and he had to buy a new computer, and he bought a green screen, and it's going to be a little more polished.
Oh, he's going to go big time, huh?
Well, we're going to make shorter videos,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe do live streams too, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait until Neil gets back and gets everything set up and figure out what the new format's going to be.
Where did he go?
He had to move a couple of times in the last 2 or 3 months, and like I say, he had to get this new computer equipment and all of that stuff sorted out, and it's been a process. So he'll be back. Don't worry.
He's paying for that himself. That's a big deal, man. He must be dedicated.
Well,
that's great. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, a green screen. So that means he's planning on being seen and showing things behind him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be more like a variety show, like a Johnny Carson or something.
I think it's going to be more like a news thing.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Go with the whole news
with the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and like people that are participating, like myself and the others, will be asked to pick a news story and comment on it and bring it into the EU light.
Right. Well, the EU needs all the help it can get. The more people find out, eventually it'll reach a tipping point. It has to.
Well, I meant by saying bringing it into an EU light, presenting it in the light of somebody who looks at it from a perspective of the EU, not mainstream.
Right. It's just going to be mostly Electric Universe orientated. That's cool.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Yeah.
Don't quote me, but I think that's what it's going to be like.
Uh-huh. Well, I tried to have Neil on, but he seems to be a busy guy. He's hard to nail down. I was trying to get him on for a little interview or chat.
But it wasn't until last Wednesday, I think it was, that he didn't even have an internet connection until then in his new place. So yeah,
that explains.
It's, like you said, it's been a slow process. Last week he's been the video game that he loves, and trying to recruit a a clan and he's going to be teaching them about electric universe. He's going to be, during the game, he's going to say, "Well, this is a plasmoid. Look at that," stuff like that. And yeah, I think that's a cool approach to teach the young.
Oh yeah, I went on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Holloway.
I was just saying that's a really good plan, man. I'm really excited for this. I'm looking forward to that. That's great. That's made it a real big part of his life. I'm trying to do spread the word in this part of the world too.
Yeah,
and nice with friends.
It pretty much speaks for itself.
I was on the train at No More Lock toward going to the No More Walk Down rallies, or rally in Toronto, and I was talking to a young fella, and he was open-minded, and I was talking to him about the electric universe, and gave him the address of the Thunderbolts project. So yeah, there's people out there that are open to talking and learning, and just focus on those people, folks. Forget about the sheeple.
Yeah.
People that go, "Oh, you're great."
Yeah, I just forget it.
Thanks, nice talking with you.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah. I was thinking the other day, if you walked into like a place where there was a lot of people, like for instance the mall or a football game before COVID, right? And you were to ask everyone you saw, about the electric universe, I wonder what the percentage would be of people who would say, "Yeah, sure, Thunderbolts, I know about that." You think
I would say 1 in 100,000.
Probably, and that's the thing. The competition, the mainstream, has got it sewed up. I mean, just look at all them guys like Vsauce and all them people that are on the surface. They get millions of views.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they say is basically incomprehensible, but people don't care. It don't seem to smack them in the face to do some critical thinking.
Yeah, and there's channels out there that do nothing but replay videos of launches and do the stuff with the cosmos, and they've got hundreds of thousands of subs, and it's like, what the hell is wrong with these people that just don't see?
Yeah, I know. It drives you nuts, doesn't it? And you just, and then a lot of them, even though they don't have a dog in the fight, they'll just back up mainstream to no end and call you names and get mad at you. It's crazy. I just put a little blurb in. I like that game, Universal Sandbox. I like to play with planets and stars and stuff.
Before I had my thyroid removed, I could do Yoda really well, and I would have said, "The indoctrination is strong in this one."
All I did was write, "Could you guys put the electric force in your game?" And I got a response back. I wouldn't even know how to do that. And a couple other guys, called me a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, well, if you guys ever want to open your eyes and look at the facts, you'll see that it's true. Universe is electric. There's no other way around it.
The electric force is what holds and spins our galaxy, not dark matter.
That's right.
The electric force is what creates the sun, our sun, the sun that we currently enjoy now, which wasn't our original sun, the original sun was Saturn.
Just like in my video, Cosmology for Laymen, my very first one, I say right in there, cosmologists won't believe in God because it can't be proven. But they're perfectly willing to believe in these mathematical constructs like black holes and neutron stars and dark matter and strange matter and all kinds of different stuff that can't even be proven or disproven. They're perfectly willing to believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
No, Ryan. Ryan in NC is asking. Is that Raymond? No, it's me, Shockwave, and Holloway Arts,
Oh,
and Greg.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Three of
Yeah,
us.
Holloway. I did introduce everybody in the very beginning, but I guess I should have done it again. I have Shockwave and Holloway with me.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, in the very
Yeah,
beginning.
you did.
Yeah. And
He's late.
I've been,
That's on him.
I've been practicing on Twitch so I can get all the bugs out. Just thank God I don't have any more echo. Ryan said, "Hey."
Yeah, I saw. I'm gonna reply to him text wise.
Oh yeah, you're on a
Maybe I should
computer
just
like
do
me.
it now. Hey, Ryan.
I apologize up front for my squeaky chair. I know it's annoying.
We can barely hear it, so carry on.
Well, I'm making
Holloway,
sure I
you're
sit
pretty quiet.
still.
What's going on?
What's that?
I said you're pretty quiet there. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was just I was going along for the ride.
Oh no, you must participate.
Dragon Cowboy.
Yeah, it's my Friday night, so I'm just relaxing, staring at my Tesla coil globe that's crackling in the corner, thinking about those spiral arcs of current flowing through space.
Are you talking about plasma globe?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A plasma globe? You have a plasma globe?
I got mine going too.
Is that anything like a lava lamp?
A little bit.
I have a lava lamp.
Lava lamp might be how the mantle, or not the mantle, the mantle moves. You know, portion of it gets hot, and it moves up to the crust, and pushes on the crust, creates a volcano, and then it cools down, and it goes back in like cycles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
those things are cool.
Yeah, I like that's interesting. I know. I often think about that. Now
that's what See the Pattern suggested in a couple videos ago, that these movement of the plates aren't really subducting and growing new portions of land in other areas. It's just that they're just being bobbled around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. From the heat internally, from this plasmoid that's heating the rock inside, from the inside out, and creating pressure, and which, if the Earth did expand, it's because the plasmoid grew more stronger when we disconnected from Saturn and connected to the Sun, getting more power, and that increased the size of the Earth from the internal pressure, pushing it out, pushing the mantle out on all sides.
Ah, okay.
And then the new fissures that were created, cooling and creating new land.
I often wondered, like it's hard to wrap my head around the okay, there's a rocky core or a molten iron, and then there's liquid iron, and then there's the Earth's mantle or the ground layer. Is that how it goes?
Stone.
Mm-hmm. We have sedimentary, and then there's another kind. What's the other kind? There's 2 different kinds of rock: sedimentary and
igneous.
Conglomerate.
Igneous. Yes, you got it. Igneous. You get ding, you get a star. So yeah, it's pretty complicated. I know that we've never gotten deeper than
the Earth expanding. Think of like a rose petal, or put your hand into a ball and open up your fingers. That's kind of how the Earth expanded. We're at the South Pole.
What's the deepest?
A big, huge void will open up, and the continents spread open like a rose petal.
What is the deepest we are able to get to with a drill before it melts?
I think they came close to a mile.
Yeah.
A mile? Are you sure? No,
Hang
I
on.
think no. I think they
I
can
think
go
the
deeper
Russians
than.
went deeper than that.
I mean, they
Hang
have
on.
some mines that are a mile deep. I think it's like no deeper than 8 miles or something like that with a drill. I don't know exactly the number, but I know it's not very deep. And I mean, if you can't go any further than that, well, that
12
kind of
kilometers.
Is that what it is? I was
12.
gonna look it up.
12.2 kilometers is 40,230 feet deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were starting to run into issues where the bit was being grabbed by the rock instead of cutting through it, and it would just melt onto the. Yeah, they were having lots of problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but that's one of the rumors of how Atlantis destroyed themselves by drilling down towards the core and breaking through to the mantle and causing the cataclysm. That's what they say, but I don't think so. I think it's just another story someone thought up that.
Sorry, guys. I just had to.
You should have muted that one because everybody heard it.
No. I muted my mic on OBS. I don't think anybody out there in YouTube land heard that.
Shh, it didn't happen.
No, everything's good. It's perfectly legal.
Asking for a pen? Yeah.
Perfectly legal.
It is.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just funny. Funny that a person would have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. In this day and age, yeah, that's going to be coming up more and more now.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the government took it over. It's funny. The government put the mafia out of business. They took over the numbers game with the lotto. They now sell drugs, marijuana. They run the marijuana stands. They took it away from mom and pop. Once they seen how they did it and how much money they were making, then they took it away from them, shut them down, and then reopened. The state owns them, you know. And man, I tell you, that place, they just must rake in the money. Every time I go to that place, it's packed. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. Well, if you go there in the middle of the afternoon, it probably won't be, but you know what I mean?
Totally.
A lot of money spent in there. And they say they're broke. That's the thing that gets me. If they stop skimming off
money
the top,
left, right?
yeah. If they stop stuffing their own pockets and bank accounts, then they might have enough money to run the government. I just don't have any faith in it anymore. And it's just
I would say they might have enough money to help the people, which government should be doing is helping the people, not controlling the people or controlling the laws, but they should be helping the people. And that's not communist, folks. That's just government being good for their people.
Oh yeah, I hear all kinds of things like that. You know that. What is that? United Nations. What do they call it? Plan 21 or something like that.
Agenda 21 and 2030, which, if you go to their website and look at their video, and one of the first things that you see on the video is, "You will own nothing and you will be happy." That's a command, in my view.
Oh, no doubt about it. And they're taking more and more land all the time, right away from people, and claiming eminent domain, or I don't know. They got some real fancy name for it now.
Yeah, it's the government flexing their muscle.
They're burning California down. I guess they want to get everybody out of there, huh? I mean,
Well, they must have found some resource under the ground
it's a mess.
that the Chinese want.
It's amazing to me, you know, like in the 80s and 90s, why we didn't, like President Clinton just signs NAFTA and just lets all these companies send their plants over to China. You know, I mean, I don't understand that, man.
It's the almighty dollar. They made billions doing that. Billions.
Well, now they need to take them back. When I was young, we had a thing called American ingenuity. You don't even hear that term anymore. And you know, if it was crap, if it was made in Japan, it was crap. It was known as crap. You know, if it was made in the U.S., it was made well. How many things are made in the U.S. anymore? It's ridiculous. President of the United States, I thought Trump was going to do that. I don't know. I know he did put up a fence or something.
Oh my God.
Sustainable, yeah, sustainable something.
No. I sorry. I have to interrupt. I'm looking at the electric universe theory on Facebook, and someone posted a video saying, "How does a solenoid work?" And it was like basically, you know, some of our members definitely need a basic primer, and talking about how electricity works. Know anything that Heaviside does not cover but Maxwell does? Eugene Bagshop goes, it doesn't. It's on lockdown. The next comment was, you're only masking the problem. I'm sorry, I had to. It was. I'm sorry, I had to stop that and tell you that. It was freaking hilarious.
Brilliant.
Must have had to been there.
Well, it's.
I'm just messing.
It's an electrical joke. Locking it down with current, right?
Right.
And then Durf went on with the masking problem with the referring to mask. So Eugene referred to lockdowns, and this other guy referred to masks for those people that don't understand the joke.
No, I heard it. Yeah, I heard you.
It was funny as hell, man. I'm sorry, I had to break out and say that. Go ahead, Greg. Finish what you're saying if you can remember.
No, I forgot completely. I have no. It wasn't any important.
Damn, I'm sorry. But see, Electric Universe people have a sense of humor too. We're all just people looking for answers. But I think the Electric Universe has found a lot of the answers when there are a lot of people out there still searching. Even though that they've seen what the Electric Universe has to offer them, the truth, and really good theories based on observations for hundreds and hundreds of years, and observations based on equations from people like Maxwell's and Heaviside.
Sorry, I had to interrupt. That picture you were just looking at was the center of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's no black hole there.
Doesn't that look like a plasmoid to you?
Oh, absolutely. It looks like something.
A really large plasmoid, or maybe the internal structure of a plasmoid that we're looking at right there.
Yeah. I wish I would have kept it on longer.
And how come
slideshow?
And how come the center of galaxies are all bright?
Yeah.
Answer me. You don't riddle me that, Batman.
Oh, they come back with some crap about it being microscopic.
Oh, it's distance, and they're not. Yeah, I know.
It's like David Talbot in one of his videos. He said if you had a neutron microscope or an electron microscope, and you could somehow bring in this, look at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, and you had another electron microscope to look at what that brought up, you still wouldn't find a black hole. And he said, how did we get constrained into ignoring that whole sea of plasma, looking for some microscopic, non-existent black hole?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. Like once I saw Mars, the surface of Mars through electric eyes, I it was transformative for me visually. You can't unsee it once you see it.
Exactly. And that's the way the electric universe is. Once you accept it and you realize that it's right, you can't watch another mainstream video.
No,
I can't get through them. I'm just
no,
I'm too busy getting mad
yeah,
because that's not right.
it really is. It's transformative once you see it. You can't not see it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how come most of the pictures of Vimanas are shaped like a mountain?
Yeah, that's interesting. I noticed that before. Is the Vermana shaped like the mountain, or is the mountain shaped like the Vermana, or a building, I should say, in India? Their buildings are
Well,
shaped like
their
Vermanas.
buildings are shaped like the Vimana
Yeah.
and or the mountain of God, um, Mount Olympus, the huge mountain of water that the ancients called Lord Enki.
Hmm.
I think it was Enki, not Enlil, because yeah, I think it was Lord Enki that was the mountain of water. And Kronos mentions it on one of his videos that specifically in the text names Lord Enki, the god of the mountain of water at the North Pole that they could see in from where they were, because this thing was 200 to 200 feet off the surface of the Earth, being pulled by the polar configuration up into space, 200 miles up into space. Imagine that, folks. That much water being held up, and then when it disconnected, hello, you get Noah's flood. And not only that, the disconnection created thunderbolts, which resulted in the skies going dark and it raining for a hell of a long time because of the electrical storms that were going on above the planet in our double layer atmospheres. And a lot of that electricity was discharging in this place or that place or the other place, creating rivers and canyons, and told to us by the Aborigines of Australia, by the snakes creating rivers. And the in North America, or sorry, in Europe, Northern Europe, it was the dragons, and in China it was the dragons that they're talking about, fighting the dragons. They
Hmm.
didn't mention the fact that these dragons were carving out the river systems like they did in Australia,
Yeah.
but you can guarantee that's what was happening, and people were running away from this dragon or snake, scared for their lives.
Yeah. I always in my song "Electric Universe," I have some echo, some delay on my voice, and I say "Electric Universe," and it goes "Universe," like a snake. That's pretty cool.
Nice,
Yeah.
well played.
Yeah, I didn't. It was an accident. That was one of them happy accidents.
I love it when that happens.
Oh, I know. Me too. I'm going to show you the center of the universe again. And it is not. No, that's not it. You dummy. You big dummy.
That
Here
was
it
the
is.
entire universe.
There it is right there. That was, I think, about a year or two ago. That was the latest picture of the center of the Milky Way galaxy. No black hole there, folks.
Did you? There was a news release this week that Earth is closer to the center of the Milky Way than they thought it was.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
they have,
Did you notice the little planets? It looks like little planets all around it, like Jupiter's. I don't know if that.
they're
It might.
stars.
Well, either that or it's something. I don't know. It looks like little Jupiters all
Well,
over
we
the
have
place.
we have we have pictures of the stars orbiting around something. Now they maintain that it's a black hole, in the electric universe, we maintain it's the center Birkeland current, that center filament that will not allow anything to penetrate into it because it's so highly energized, and it's feeding energy out. It's radiating energy out from inward from that central plasmoid spot, and the cosmologists even watched this cloud that they fully expected the entire cloud to be sucked into the black hole and devoured. Well, guess what happened? It didn't. It went around the black hole and is orbiting nicely, and it was on a direct trajectory towards that black hole, and it didn't go in and get mangled. It's not a black hole, it's a plasmoid, and it's new stars being created, and gas, and just like sapphire, it's creating the elements that it needs to further create heavier elements. And that's redshift. The reason why galaxies, full-blown galaxies, are blue shifted, and red new quasars that are birthed from these galaxies are red shifted, because they're lacking the materials and the electron density of heavier elements in their system. They're mostly lighter elements. They haven't got to the stage where they're creating heavier elements. It's electron density in redshift, and that's the reason why the scientists just put that paper out that we're closer to the center than we thought we were. Well, because they're starting to figure out distances better.
Rick, isn't it that we're I was just talking to Steve about this. Aren't we on, like, we're in the orbit of the Milky Way, and naturally, if you look at it, it kind of looks like it corkscrews in closer. Is that why?
Well, we're on a spur of the Orion
right.
arm.
Yeah, the Orion spur, it's called. Yeah,
the Orion spur. Yeah.
Yep.
In the future, we'll look back on that, and it'll seem really small to us, because we'll have successfully gone into space.
Or is it the Sagittarius spur? It's one of the two. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember now.
No, it's the Orion spur on the Sagittarius arm.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's, man, it's just so amazing thinking about, I mean, when you think about it, these stars are all whizzing through space, supposedly, and I don't even know how true that is, how fast we're whizzing through space. They say we're going like 60,000 miles an hour, some crazy number like that. It's hard to believe, but, we're moving like 3 or 4 different directions. We don't even feel it. But
we're spiraling.
Right?
Yeah, all these stars are just whizzing around through the galaxy, And
we're spinning. Yeah. We're spinning on the ball.
Yeah.
We're spiraling around the sun.
Plus
the sun is spiraling on the Birkeland current.
And it bobs up and down.
And the Birkeland current is bobbing up and down through the galactic plane, just like the Earth and the planets bob up and down through the solar ecliptic.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So,
and that's the spirals on the cave walls.
And they say that no two orbits.
No, the spirals on the cave walls was Saturn, and during one of the manifestations of Venus's display, it looked like a labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like a circular labyrinth with a central point and a spiral going out from the central point. That was nothing more than a glow discharge from the polar configuration.
Did you? I was going to say, what do you think all those spirals on cave walls are? Is that something they saw in the sky?
That was a discharge. I just explained it.
Well,
Yeah, I
you were
think you're
talking
right.
about
It
that. I
was
thought you were talking
discharge.
about something. Okay, I had a
Yeah,
little.
I was sort of whimsically saying that it was the spiral of the universe, the movement of the planets, the
Oh, you were
movement.
joking.
I came
Yeah,
into it a little late. I had a little task I had to take care of. So,
I was just interjecting it into the conversation for interest's
well,
sake.
everything moves in a spiral. It seems.
Yeah, frequency and vibration,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
bubbles. Right?
Mhm.
Tesla was right.
What did Tesla say?
Everything is frequency and vibration. If you want, he says, if you want to know the universe, think
Right.
in
Right.
terms of frequency and vibration.
Yeah, that's kind of metaphysical to me. I don't really get it. I mean, what does he really
Well,
mean?
we know that atoms vibrate.
Yeah.
That's a standard thought in science that's been shown,
Hmm.
And that's
right?
where
That that
that's an electrical phenomenon, you know. So that frequency and
hmm
vibration is just the jittering of the electron around the yeah around
the
the.
atom.
I see. I see.
So everything's sort of going bzzz, like we vibrate at, I don't remember what it was, 4.8 something hertz or something. And I was just watching about today about Malta, about some of those buildings that they have a resonance chamber on the wall where you can make a noise and it'll reverberate through the building, you know. So the vibration of the sound has an effect.
Well, think about it. Sound consists of vibration and
Yes.
frequency. It's directly related, probably not in the same way as magnetism is, but it's directly related to the electric force. Directly related, and they all work in concert. Everything. See, that's the thing. We're looking for the one thing that tells us, that shows us.
The unifying
Nobody's looking
theory.
at the big picture, that everything in unification is what is the creative force on all scales of frequency and vibration, from the atomic, maybe even the subatomic, if Wallace is right and the electron has something orbiting it. We won't know until we can see it, and we're just getting to the point where we can see atoms, individual atoms, but with no definition, zero definition.
Isn't it amazing that electricity, as powerful as it is, can go through a wire, a certain gauge wire, and travel down that wire?
Are we sure it's traveling?
Well, I don't know. That's what I always wanted to know. Is it traveling or isn't it? Is it just
It,
always there?
it could be a perturbation of these electrons vibrating back and forth,
Yes. Yes.
moving the next
All
one down the line,
I got you. I exactly understand that. Yes.
kind of like a Newton's cradle.
Hmm. Yep. Because electric force, as we know, the Earth cannot orbit the sun where it was 8 minutes ago. You got that's in real time. That's right
Yeah.
there, right along with each other.
And I think light might work in the same way as a Newton's cradle, but in a three-dimension uh, aspect.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't think I've heard the term Newton's cradle before. It's interesting.
Well, one thing I
You know
just
that
want.
thing that sits on your that thing that sits on your desk, and it has a bunch of balls tied to a wire on two
Oh
rails.
yeah, those guys. Sure. Yeah.
That's a Newton's cradle.
Oh yeah.
The
Those
thing
the
that sits on your desk and what?
yeah,
It's a little ball
five
toy. It's
ball
a little toy
bearings.
that's yeah, 5 ball bearings, and you pull one away from the rest, and you watch it slam, and it pushes the one at the
Oh,
end.
absolutely. Yeah, I remember that thing. Yeah, it was really big when I was a kid. It came
I
out
just
like in
forgot the name
Newton's
of it,
cradle.
I guess.
yes, okay. So it transfers its energy to the other one.
To the outside
Yeah.
ball. Yeah.
And
Well, I
that's
mean, it transfers its energy to all the balls,
right.
but one that's not held in place by another ball, it gets shot off.
Mm-hmm. But never further than its original distance.
Always less.
Yes,
Because
always less.
because of friction,
Return.
probably, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, there's a term they have for it.
Diminishing. Yeah. That's,
I can't remember. I'm just like, I need my notes. I'm lost. Well, there's a term for it. Yeah, it's not wear and tear, but something. Oh gosh,
no, it's Newtonian. It's Newton's law of
Diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns
No,
is all I can think of, but that's not it. It's another term.
Yes, there's like it means wear and tear, but there's a term for it. I can't remember it.
I'm drawing a complete old man blank about it myself.
I know. I learned it from Dollard. I even wrote it down, but I still can't remember. It's my brain.
I'll give it a minute. It's going to take a minute because I'm not in that headspace.
Yeah. Well, we can just put it on the back burner.
Newton, hey,
Yeah.
Holloway. You don't have to put it on the back burner. The law of diminishing returns states.
Well, that's that's what I kept saying, but it's another one, right?
Yes, it's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, but you may be correct in the term.
It's Newton's law of diminishing returns.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. But anyways, that Feinstein, or what was his name? The guy, he was a popular physicist, and he worked on the Challenger. Anyways, he would go and do a show. He'd take a bowling ball on a line, and he'd hold it to his nose, and he would let it go and stand there. And every single time when the bowling ball came back, it would miss him by about an inch.
Yeah. You might know it as negative returns, Holloway.
No, I've actually heard of diminishing returns, but I'm
just saying. I'm just saying you might know Newton's law of diminishing returns was probably known as negative returns.
Yeah, it might have been a different
past.
phrase. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time thinking of it.
Yeah, this scientist in the late 19th century came up with the term. It's an electrical term. It's something to do with wear and tear. It's like, Dollard said that Tesla was so good that he not only could see the machine in his mind, but he could also run it for 3 months to see what the wear and tear and the bushings would be. Now, that's pretty intricate, man.
I've got a brother-in-law almost like that as a machinist. I heard one day he was like, "Hey, there's something wrong with the machine." I'm like, "How do you know? It's 5 rooms away."
By a sound it's making, probably.
Yeah, he was just so tuned into them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People tap into that Zen mastery.
It's like when you can tell you're going to need a new muffler soon. Car gets a little louder.
Oh, that happened a year and a half ago for me. I'm just waiting for it to get really loud
Yeah,
now.
me too. Same here. And plus, I'm going to need brakes soon. My pads are right down to the nub. It's nothing worse than spending money on brakes.
I have my calipers, pads, and rotors sitting here in my living room.
Well, that's good. You get off a lot cheaper than having a garage do it, I'll tell you. Man, they'd kill me.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do. It sucks. You have to buy, spend money on things like brakes and tires. But you can't drive if you don't.
Well, the parts cost me $550, and if I was going to get a mechanic to put them in, it would have cost another $300 or $400 on top of that. So $900 later, no thank you, I'll do it myself.
When I was a teenager with my Mustang, I remember one time we were out by Stony Creek. There's a beach out here, and my fuel pump went out. And I mean, it was so easy back then. I just got to an auto parts store, bought a fuel pump, had a couple wrenches in my car already, and changed it on the side of the road. You can't do that anymore. They put it in the gas tank.
Well, not only that,
they fixed that.
Not
problem.
only that, you can't. Even if they did put it on the block, you'd have to haul out the block to get at it.
Oh,
Jeez,
yeah.
it's nuts how tight everything is in there.
You can't work on cars anymore. I mean, you have to be like a computer analyst.
Yep.
Yeah, I tore apart a motorcycle a couple years ago just to see what made it tick. It was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. Did you guys happen to notice how expensive bicycles are all of a sudden?
Oh yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands.
I went to three. I was trying to find my son a new bike. Kind of outgrew his old one, and I went to three stores. Not one of them had anything under $2,000. I'm like, $2,000?
Oh, you didn't go to Walmart, did you?
Are you crazy? No, yes, I did go to Walmart. I went to no, I don't know about Walmart because I don't have one close. But I went to Target, and
they didn't have a bike for under $2,000.
They were all out of stock. People were buying them like crazy.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
Then I went online and looked up like Dick's Sporting Goods and all that. The bikes are like all $1,200, $800. I paid $300 for mine, and I thought that was too much. Jeez. But
Yes, I haven't paid money for a bike for years. I'm superintendent. Some of my tenants leave their bikes.
Yeah.
When they would leave the apartment, I'm like, free bike, cool.
I had a bike stolen. It sucked. It was a nice Schwinn. I forgot to put it away, and I'll be damned. Somebody took it.
Oh.
So now I keep my bike in the house. I bought a new one, and 2 years.
Yeah, seeing
ago.
if the corporations would put people in first instead of money, people would have no need to steal. They would have a job that they could put 20 hours a week in, which would enable them to buy a house, buy a car, buy toys, buy food, have a good life.
Yeah.
But they don't do it.
Yeah, well, they had a run. As soon as Corona came around, there was a run on toilet paper and bicycles. Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody's going to be home. You might have something to do. Might as well ride a bike, right?
Wow. You know what I said to that when that happened? I said, do you have multiple face cloths in your house? Make one a butt cloth.
Yeah.
And wash it and then reuse it. That's what they did in the ancient time before they made toilet paper, you dummies.
Yeah. The ancient Greeks in Athens wiped their butts with stones.
Oh, nice. don't pick up that pointy one.
No. Can you believe that? It's true. Yeah.
On a good
I'll
day.
take that nice river stone.
Yeah. They're to be so advanced in thought, they still had some pretty primitive customs. And the whole term Greek, that came.
I would have took my old tunic and cut it into pieces and said, "Hey, look at this. Better than stones."
Yeah. No doubt. They had a sponge, Get a sponge.
Oh, can't use it for your armpits if you use it for.
I don't know. I think the Greeks also put crocodile dung on their faces.
Well, that's just icky.
Yeah.
Well, was it like sunscreen or?
It was like a face cream, like a beauty treatment. But anyways, let me ask you this. I'm going to get back to some interesting subjects here. When you're talking about, like Saturn and Jupiter seem to be having this little fight with each other over who gets to be the king of the moons. Did you know they found a bunch of moons for Jupiter, and then not very much longer after they found 20 more moons for Saturn? Now Saturn's in the lead, 82 to 79. Where are these moons coming from? Are they just being captured, or
No,
are they still spitting them out?
No, they're moons that are so small that we haven't been able to observe them until until our equipment gets better and stronger and faster, like the $6 million man.
Right.
We won't be able to see what's going on down at the atomic. We won't be able to see what's going on near the edge of the universe, if there is one.
So what's the cosmic microwave background all about? Is that like, do they see in their telescope so far that that's what they see, and then it's over, or where does that come from?
You know about Pierre Robitaille, right?
Yes, I know who that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's debunked the cosmic background radiation. He says it's a signal from the water in our oceans.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Say that again.
Pierre Robitaille, Dr. Pierre Robitaille, went to a specific telescope that is below ground, and he did his research, and he could not find background radiation. So he determined that the radiation that these people are detecting is from Earth's ocean. Oh, Shih Tzu's here.
Yeah.
Shifu.
Yeah.
Shih Tzu, that's my dog.
I just invited him.
Yeah, come on to Discord, Raymond, if you want to chat.
But I was going to say, so what do you think? So explain that again. I'm sorry, I was talking to Ramon when you were explaining it. What were you saying?
About the background radiation being refracted off of our own atmosphere. So what they're seeing is the radiation in our own environment rather than background in space.
It's a signal from our oceans, coming from our oceans, being generated from our oceans.
That's
and
interesting.
they're detecting that and calling it radiation from the beginning of the universe.
That's interesting. I'll have to ponder that some more. That's pretty deep.
Was that like the observatory in Hawaii? Do you know if that was the one, or was it up in...
Oh, it was like in some Eastern European country.
Oh, up in, like Greenland or something. Or Iceland, rather.
No, like Slovenia or some place like that.
Oh,
like some Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, but Eastern European country like Slovenia or some one of the stands or some, Shih Tzu's Shih Tzu. Gosh, Raymond's saying Soviet bloc country.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Look up Haruni Observatory, Soviet bloc.
Oh, that's probably it.
Haruni Rick is the scientist. Yeah, I'm going to have to hear some more of that. I'm not quite wrapping my head around it yet. Cosmic microwave background radiation was supposed to be a relic from the big... Yeah, well... I kind of like to believe Eric Lerner is right. Big Bang never happened. Every galaxy is having its own babies, and it's just going to be endless. What's that?
I said, he's put out a couple recent videos.
Yeah.
He had one like a week ago.
Yes. I watch all his videos. Yeah, I enjoy him. He's a little boring sometimes, but when he's talking, he can make some sense. I like him. He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy. Eric Lerner is the guy in the cosmology quest who says that their argument about dark energy is like the king with no clothes. Like that story. He's that guy. Yeah. If you haven't seen the Cosmology Quest, it is a must see. It just is so poignant about pointing out how mainstream is so corrupt.
Yeah. Big Bang was debunked by a star older than the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Period. Done.
Yeah.
Shifu said so, and I believe him.
Yeah, that's
no, I've heard that. I heard this. I heard the media talking about. Well, we found a star that's older than the universe.
Yeah, the Big Bang. Did you know that my son? He told me that Edgar Allan Poe was the first one to mention the Big Bang.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that he coined that phrase?
I don't know about coining the phrase, but he said something in one of his writings. I'm not a Poe fan. He is. He would know, but he wrote something about a Big Bang. Yeah, a giant explosion that started off the universe. And, yeah, that was in one of his writings. That's what he says. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a Poe reader. I hear he's pretty good, but I don't know.
I think I've read a couple in high school in my literary class, and that was about it.
I saw Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price. That was a good movie.
Vincent Price, wow.
Yeah, back in the days when Sir Graves Ghastly was on Saturdays on Channel 2.
It's a throwback.
Yeah. You have a really unique story. I want people to know this. You were raised on a Navajo reservation. What was that like?
Well, I was literally. So first of all, I'm like a 6'2" white German heritage, English heritage, probably some French. I don't know.
So you're very white.
Melting pot, classic melting pot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm running around on the Navajo reservation, like 7 years old, and we would play cowboys and Indians, but we would play the Indians because we were Indians. And we would like go over and talk to the shaman down at the end of the reservation, and he would have us, like sit down and talk about, Navajo.
Wait, what? They didn't.
They never made a big deal out of you being a white guy, huh? Well, that's pretty darn cool.
I was gonna say, wait, what? They didn't make you play the cowboy?
Yeah.
Oh, man, no. I was
were they slit your throat?
Go ahead, Karen. Continue.
I learned how to do stuff like, run on a gravel road barefoot and sneak through a forest and, sneak up on a deer and not make any noise when I'm going through the forest. And we used to go bareback riding out on these Navajo horses on blankets, no saddle, just riding out way out in the desert. One time my buddy hopped off. We lashed the horses and he hopped off and went over and got stuck in quicksand. And I had to go over and help him get out of the quicksand. So I laid down and crawled along it and, grabbed his arm and pulled out. And we both were up to about our thighs by the time we got out of there. Literally, hopped on a horse, rode back to the village, and the dude was like, "What happened to you guys?" We told him the story. And then I moved to Seattle.
Well, did you live in a house? Did you live in a house, or did you live in a teepee?
No. They weren't teepees. It's Hogan country. It's houses, huts, mud huts. And houses.
Bricks.
I'd want to go the whole way. I'd want to be rustic. Screw it, man. We're living in an Indian life. Let's live in a teepee. I would be all for it.
Yeah.
I mean, teepees are cool.
And before that, the year before that, I was on the Crilly reservation up on, my mom taught English, on the reservation. So I was on the Crilly reservation. That's in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle in the rainforests.
I wish I
And
could
that's,
afford to put a teepee in my backyard, you know.
Those people that are on the West Coast, apparently
yeah.
they came from New Zealand and migrated north up into that area.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. A lot of Norsemen. Yeah. A lot of people from Norway. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about New Zealand. The um, the the indigenous people of New Zealand spread out
Oh, yeah.
from
Yeah.
from um, in the Indonesia area, and they all went, and they're directly related to New Zealand people.
Have you
Yeah.
ever have you ever
Talking about the
noticed
land bridge.
have you
Oh
ever
no, they
noticed
did it. They did it sailing. They island hopped.
Oh, I see.
well, the Chinese were all over the world. They were building huge ships in ancient times.
Yeah, and you know the story of that massive fleet of Chinese ships that were destroyed,
No.
and only a few made it back.
I,
Well, they were destroyed down by New Zealand.
what destroyed them?
A hurricane.
Ah, over on that side of the world, it's called a typhoon, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but a hurricane. We're on this side of the world.
Yeah. Wintertime, it's the rainy season, or is that summertime? I think it's summertime.
Yeah, Ramon's throwing out some information. 7,000 BC, the people from China arrived in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, man. There was a lot of stuff going on back in antediluvian times, and I'm wondering how many. I saw something the other day. Some dude is now saying he's got proof that there was a universe prior to this one here. Do you know anything about that?
A universe prior to this one?
Right. He said he found proof that there was a prior universe. Yeah. And they found something called and I was just wondering, why don't you ever see dead galaxies? Because you'd think you would. Well, sure enough, it's about 2 months after I said that, someone found a fossil galaxy. That's a good one. I never heard of that before. And then this other scientist said he's got proof that there was a universe before this one.
That seems like a really difficult thing to prove.
I'm actually going to probably do a space show about it. I haven't delved into it yet.
Nah, it's not that you need to prove it.
It's usually when you get into
holes
mainstream.
and dark matter. Do they have to prove that? They've been trying to, but nah, you don't really need to prove anything to put a theory out there and have it stick.
That's my point. That's the point I usually make in the videos, where it doesn't matter. Mainstream is always the same. They give you a titillating title, and then they follow it up with a bunch of fluff. You go to Electric Universe, you go to Thunderbolts, you learn something every time.
Yeah, and New Zealand also had a tribe of white-haired, red-headed people and blue-eyed, blonde-haired people living in New Zealand before the Chinese people came at 7,000 years ago. And those people apparently were forced out of Egypt.
Uh-huh. Now, the red-headed people is that a sign of Atlantis?
Gabby Plum has some videos on that aspect on YouTube.
Gabby Plum?
I believe that's her name.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. It seems, it's hard to say that. It's really going to be almost probably impossible to date the universe. I don't know how you could ever do that.
Yeah, it's that seems like the kind of thing that's so big that uh, you know, I mean, it fits with my model that it's all sort of a fractal and that infinity has been happening the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
but but it's sort of like saying, you've proven that there's a whole nother arm to this fractal, and
Well, there's
you know what I mean. It's like trying to pinpoint something that's a moving object.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her name is Gabby Plum, GABIPLUMM.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter Marsh on YouTube has some of her videos. Also, Gabby Plum Speaker is the same person. That's her that's her. It looks like it's her channel. Gabby Plum Speaker.
I've heard Thornhill say that the universe doesn't know a past or a future. It only knows right now. And even though we're in a universe of atrophy, that's why we can't, that he says time travel will be impossible. Because the universe only knows it right now. And if that's the case, then time travel would be impossible.
So how about this though? If we agree that the universe is electric, and you could isolate yourself from it electrically,
Mm-hmm.
using, I don't know, opposite
Double layers.
Well,
polarity.
then you'll have your own gravity scale, and you'll be able to fly around, and make right turns
Right.
and stuff.
But would you maybe not be able to go forward and backwards in time as well if you were isolated to that extent? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
We
think
don't
so.
know.
I don't think so. I don't think time travel is going to be possible. That's one thing I
I
think.
think the consciousness is the only means of traveling back in time
Mm-hmm.
or traveling forward in time. Is
Like remote
like-
viewing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about remote viewing? I'm sure there's good ones and bad ones, but
There's something to it.
mm-hmm. There is.
Yeah, I like that.
It has to be the consciousness, a certain way of connecting to the consciousness. There are many ways. People that are remote viewing, looking at Soviet, deployments and things like that, or
Mm-hmm.
they use it for spying, or out of body experiences, and people seeing their son that had just died in battle, just things like that, weird things that have happened like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
have to be-
transcendental meditation.
Have to be something to do with that ethereal connection that we all share on the ether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's
think
true. I think if we're closer to the core of the galaxy, I was talking about this with Steve the last time we chatted. We have to be getting more cosmic energy then, and we're definitely getting more cosmic rays. So, maybe being closer to the core is probably causing all this stuff.
Our weakening magnetic field is actually causing more
Yeah.
cosmic rays to enter the atmosphere and
Yeah.
hit particles in the atmosphere, and
Well,
do
Ramon
wonderful stuff.
Ramon hit it on the head when we had our chat. He said that our mother star is no longer with us. I think that he's probably right. We weren't meant to orbit the
It's
sun.
over there, and on December 21st, Mother and Father are supposed to merge. Well, Jupiter and Saturn in the sky are supposed to get very close to us, or not to us, together on what was it, 0.1 or 1 degree of each other in the sky. It's going to be something that hasn't happened since 1563 or something like that. A long time. Great Conjunction, it's called.
Really?
Yeah,
On the
I heard
21st.
about that too.
I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds interesting.
December 21st, the Great Conjunction. Thanks, Slanted.
What do you guys think about the upcoming pole reversal?
Well, are we sure it's going to reverse, or is it just wobbling around because it's weakening? We're not sure. But it could reverse, and that would be scary.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That would be awful.
I'm starting to think that I'll see it in my lifetime, but maybe not. The latest stats were out of California, I think. They were saying that it could happen in as few as 100 years, and it's already been going for 60 or something.
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Well, if you look at Mario Build Rep's stuff, it's been going a long time.
Yeah, it's a huge cycle. That's you just got me thinking about big cosmic cycles, and I was thinking about that magnetic flip and wondering, I've pondered that one a couple times.
Well, see, one of our magnetic flips that we went through might have been due to two gas giants above us and their magnetic field pushing on our magnetic field, flipping the planet. And there's a couple mechanisms, but there's that video of that T-wrench flipping in space all on its own due to its inertia, I think.
When did this happen?
Was it David LaPointe? Is that the guy's name who did the videos with the magnets? He had
primer fields, yeah.
Primer fields, yeah.
I've wanted to learn more about that.
Makes me think of that because when I saw that, the first thing I thought when I saw those two magnets and the plexiglass with the ball bearings and how you would move the two big magnets and the ball bearings would change their ring size, like they would expand or contract the rings that the ball bearings were sitting on. And I thought, geez, what if the orbits of our planets are determined by the current going into the sun fluctuating, and when it fluctuates, the rings, the orbits get bigger and smaller. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like the planets move around not just gravitationally, but also electrically. So you've got this like a cyclical pattern of current going through the sun. And
well, that might have a slight influence on slight movements in and out of planets, but I think it has more to do with their electric potential in the anode cathode relationship. If they're a certain amount of positivity, they will be sorted out on a magnetic field line that matches that resonance.
Exactly, it flows along with that current. So if the current fluctuates at all, the magnetic field around that current could fluctuate and alter the position of planets in their orbits.
The only thing that would do that would be the sun having a change in its
current,
the amount of current that it's being delivered to it currently, and that would change the size of the magnetic field or the magnetosphere or the heliosphere that we all live in underneath.
I
actually just did a reading about that. The sun is coming back. We just got our first sunspot in quite some time the other day.
Well, Greg, in the grand solar minimum that we're in, each cycle will be less and less and less. Sunspots aren't really are a good indication of how much power is coming out of the sun, but each cycle in the near future are going to be less and less and less sunspots.
Well, it's showing signs of getting a little stronger than it has been. That's all.
Yeah, think of it as a cycle of
Yeah.
11 years that
Mm-hmm.
in a grand solar minimum, the cycle keeps going down and down and down. And they last for about 70 to 400 years, these grand solar minimums. But like I say, the sun powers up at the beginning of the cycle and then it powers down. But each time it does that, it goes less. The power up cycle is less and less and less.
Is there any chance of it going out?
The sun?
Yeah, having another dark age?
Oh, if the
Well-
sun went out, we would have a dark age for sure.
I mean, if everything is resonance and frequency, then those Birkeland currents have a resonance and a frequency, which means they have a waveform or a pattern to them. So you're going to get a cyclical current through that to the sun. And cyclical currents coming out of the sun as well. Spirals on spirals, basically.
And Ben Davison is watching that with his current sheets and that he thinks that are moving towards us on this cyclical pattern of destruction that he keeps fear-mongering about.
Yeah,
But,
I stopped
great.
watching. I just couldn't take that. It was too much for me. He's great, but
Yeah.
the doom and gloom. It just I don't.
The point is, he might not be wrong.
I'm not saying
if
he
we're
is.
looking at David LaPointe's work and the positive regions on the south side of the pinch, that's our galaxy and the primer field. We spend 13,000 years in a negative portion of the galaxy. Then when we pop up on the other side of the galaxy's ecliptic, we spend 13,000 years on a positive side of the primer fields. That might have an effect on us, and that transition may have an effect on our planet as well every 13,000 years. So there may be that cycle, but there are other cycles as well. The Great Year, for one.
Yeah. Lots of them. Like, I think an infinite number of cycles, because it literally is like a fractal. It's all spiraling.
I see.
If I'm seeing it right.
Apparently, it takes us 26 million years to orbit the Pleiades.
Huh.
I've heard some other speculation too about Sirius, because right now it's getting closer to the sun, and for the last 8 years it was going away. It's got this cycle that it might have something to do with it too.
It's basically following us on the Birkeland current. It's right behind us on the Birkeland current. It's
I didn't look at it that way. That's interesting. Yeah, it probably is.
When we're going down on the Birkeland current, like in the spiral portion on the movement, we're going down and it's going up. So it would move away and it would get closer and it would move away in a cyclical pattern.
Mm-hmm. And plus, right now we're kind of going through this fluff, this magnetic fluff, this like a cloud.
But I don't know if you're aware of this, but Sirius never changes its position in the sky. It's always in the same place in the sky all the time.
Mm-hmm. And it's
That's the center of our spin. North Star, yeah.
There's some people that say that that's actually the sun's partner, but I don't know about that. I haven't made a decision on that. I don't really think that there is a nemesis, though.
I really truly think there was a nemesis, and that was Jupiter, or this sun here that we currently enjoy, because think about when that story came up, when they saw this new sun that we started moving towards, they said, "Oh my God, that's a solar system. That's a star. We're moving towards it. We're getting pulled into it."
Mm-hmm.
And after the destruction happened, they didn't understand the story, but the story was still there, and they thought that the sun that they were talking about was this sun that we were originally on, and there was this nemesis star that came into this solar system. But no, we were on our own solar system, which was Saturn.
Yeah, I still just I'm trying to create. I want to create a mobile of the planet so that I can so I can see how that movement looks. Like I want to see that model.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to visualize.
Well, it was hard for me to visualize until I started thinking about Burnham's model. Now you guys know about that, right?
Burnham's model.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, Don Scott talks about it in his website. I did a show on it on the Sun, and the Burnham's model is if you take the sun and you bring it down to like it's a hundredth of an inch or something like that, it would be equivalent to a grain of dust in the air. And if you took it the way it is now and shrunk it down, the nearest star would be a grain of dust 4.5 miles away.
Oh yeah. Just
Yeah.
vast.
Yes. So
Beyond big.
with that in mind, that kind of gives you a whole new perspective of the way that we think it's packed, right? And it probably is if you look at it from far away. But when you're in it, each star is very lonely and isolated, if that's the case.
Yeah,
Of course,
we're really
they have to
looking
be
through
tied together
through
with
a bunch of
electricity.
asteroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's vast. The cosmic scale is mind-numbing, really. Those charts that show all the different sizes of the suns, and after a while, you just lost track of what the first one even was because it was
Yeah.
so much smaller.
Yeah. Little Earth, little tiny dinky Earth compared to the sun, it wouldn't even burp after it ate us.
At a certain point, you just have to say, okay, I give up. Infinity exists. You're right.
Yeah. Barnard's star, 6 light years away. And that star is kind of
Are we
weird,
sure
too.
of the distances, though? We're
No.
not sure of the
No.
distances. Redshift is
Yep.
wrong, and
Yep.
the stars might even be closer than we think they are together. But there is that thought that the stars are like atoms, and the spaces in between the atoms are vast. But I've seen video of gold and atoms on this as gold is being broken apart, this bridge of gold, the atoms shift around. They don't look like they're that freaking far from each other.
Everything mainstream cosmology thinks is an assumption. They don't know.
Exactly.
Well,
They're just guesses,
Right.
educated guesses.
Right.
And people
yes.
listen to these people that are educated guessers, and they take their word as gospel, which is stupid. Just stupid in my view. You have to make determinations for yourself, get educated
Yeah.
about a subject and all aspects of it, and then make your own decision.
Yeah, searching.
Yeah.
Trying to solve all the mysteries that are out there. I mean, then you got the megalithic stones that are sitting on top of 30-foot pillars. You're like, all right.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
then you have the people that are constant searchers that they've looked at the electric universe and they've discounted it for some reason or another, and they keep searching. I'm just like, wow, okay, can't see the tree for the forest, huh?
It doesn't fit their theories. That's usually why they poo-poo it.
No, they just consider it another theory, another
Mhm.
plausible theory, but they don't dive deep enough into it to go, wow.
Right. Right.
I was just watching a show yesterday about this, about how it feels that on your brain. It feels like pain when you literally your brain reacts as if you've been attacked when you discover that the thing you believed was true is not. You know what I mean? Like people have an adverse reaction, painful almost reaction to finding out they're wrong about a thing. So
You
what
start
sort of chance is
crying
that
and so
giving
on
you?
and so forth. Yeah.
All right, I am the Messiah. Fuck
Yeah.
off. Makes me think of Monty Python. That scene where on the balcony in Life of Brian, if you haven't ever seen it, oh my god, hysterical.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw it years ago.
It's like, no,
Speak.
you have to think for yourself. You're all individuals. Yes, we're all individuals.
Yeah. Speaking of Monty Python and our current situation, they were in a pandemic. Two guys walking down the street ringing a bell, bring us your dad. That's a
Yeah.
pandemic. What we're in
Yeah.
right now, not so much.
No, pretty much not quite like that yet.
It hit close to me, man. It hit close to me a couple times. Close enough that I just, was having some anxiety. I was really worried.
Last time I saw my neighbor across the street, he was going to the hospital because he didn't feel so good, and I haven't seen him since.
Oh, man. That sucks.
But
Man, it almost makes it not worth being born for, knowing you have to die. Don't seem right.
yeah, death is a bummer.
No doubt. It freaks me out.
It's like event.
Well, let's go find a brown dwarf star and
Lasso it.
go into its corona, find a planet in there that we can live on, because that's the best environment for life. it prolongs your life, makes your lives longer than what we're currently experiencing because solar radiation.
Yeah, there's some hurdles there still. I think they'd get a lot further in space if they knew the universe was electric.
Oh, that
I
Tyson.
actually heard Elon Musk saying you can't do electric in space, so we went with this giant. I was like, yeah, you can though.
I guess the Tyson fight's about to start, huh?
Oh yeah,
Tyson
I heard
Roy
about that.
Jones Jr. Yeah, that's gonna be something. I'm pulling for Mike. Pulling for Iron Mike, man.
Oh, you like the biter?
I
Cool.
love Mike Tyson. Yeah, he's a humble guy now. Look at all he had to go through. He got with that one girl, Robin Givens. I knew that was gonna be a mistake. There it is, live coverage, live right now. Oh, it's another.
I wouldn't show it, dude.
No.
If I was-
I'm not going to show it. I'm just. It's a live stream, and you got to pay. No.
No, I would pause this right now because you might get a mark against you.
No, I'm still showing the sun on the screen. I wasn't showing that.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I'm good.
there's
I'm
a
good.
bit of a delay.
Yeah, I'm still showing the sun. I was looking at something going on. I was just wanting to see what he looked like. That's all I wanted to see. Does he look good?
Ah.
I hope he looks good. I haven't seen him in a long time. But I've heard him talking. My son's into all that fighting stuff. And I just hear stuff coming out of his room, He's into that fighting. That thing there is pretty freaky, man, that big cloud. Everybody seems to be petering out.
I've been trying to learn how to make nebulas like that in Blender. That's what I spent my COVID summer doing.
Nebulas?
Yeah, like animating characters and doing that kind of visual effects.
Mm.
So I was just messing around. Blender's like a digital graphics program that you can model and sculpt in. Been dabbling in that as a pastime this summer while I was all COVID locked up. And so every time I see a picture of a nebula now, I think about doing some animations of electric universe stuff. I'm starting to try to visualize what specific objects I'd like to see models of or the interactions of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a very visual learner, so those the photographs of the electrical phenomena that they then shift into the real nebula or whatever when you're watching the videos, like the Thornhill videos or the Talbot videos or your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the visuals. They're so resonant. You can't look at those galaxies without seeing the electrical phenomenon.
Staring at you right in the face.
Yeah. Like spend 20 minutes on Google Earth just looking at the surface of the Earth and think of it in terms of electrical phenomenon, and you could spend hours.
Yeah, I look at Google Earth all the time. I like it. Yeah. It's cool stuff.
Well, hey guys.
Yeah.
I've got to stumble. I've got some people coming over, so I'm gonna bounce. But hey, thanks for having me on. It was good chatting with you. I hope it all sounded okay.
Yeah, everything was cool, man. All right. Well, it was fun. I had a good time. We'll just call it a night.
All right.
Roger that. It's getting at 12 o'clock here.
I'm gonna still show the video, I think.
Sure, man. That'd be cool.
I don't know.
To see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care, guys. It was a good talk. I had fun. Thank you for everybody for coming to my first live stream back. I had a great time. We got up to 37. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
And Raymond, let us know about that text you were talking about that explains a lot more. So I'm interested in it. And I might even just read it. You know me and reading.
Yeah. And I'm debating on whether I want to show the video on the live stream or just release it from last night. I haven't finished going over it yet.
I'll go over it first. And just throw it up, man.
I think I will. Yeah, I'll probably just start up another live stream, or I'll just release it. Yeah, I enjoy doing this. I got that strike, but that's okay. I'm not going to be doing anything like that anymore. Which is probably when I do these, I'm either going to show a video or have it live. But if it's a video, it'll just be of us chatting. So, I'd like to do it regularly. We'll get together like once a week or something. Okay, guys?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then maybe occasionally we'll have a guest join us. Like I was thinking, I thought Ramon was going to join us, or Slightly Slanted Sleuth of the Truth. But next time, maybe. I don't see him. I haven't seen him talking in a while, so he must be gone. That's cool.
I don't think Slightly Slanted Sleuth has this Discord.
He's on.
Oh yeah, he is.
I think Barry, Joshua, Buried Axeblade, Radax John. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. William. And Shockwave, of course. Then William. And
Ryan.
Bobby.
Groucho Glow.
Yeah. Just going to name everybody who was here. Say hello to you. Chicago, do it yourself now. Slightly Senate Suit for the Truth.
Reddick John.
He's been around for a while.
James Ter.
Yeah.
Ozymandias. David
You.
Blond.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Chicago, do it yourself now.
That's right. I like reading names. I think it's cool.
Kaka.
Yeah.
WND Shadwick.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
You're an animal.
I hate to hang up, but I guess everything must come to an end.
Etheric Essentials. Jay Burrow. Nick Sweeney's here.
I love you too, Joshua. Thank you, bub. Everybody.
Peace.
We're going to say goodnight. Mysterious 144. Good night. Anybody else want to say goodnight before we hang up?
Yeah, peace all. Have a good night.
Join my Discord.
Later, Holloway.
Join my Discord if you haven't. There it is, right there. Want to get a little information sharing going. Everybody's been doing really good so far. So join us, Groucho.
Campfire 78 is the last one that joined the Discord so far, and that was today at 11:24
Welcome.
this morning.
Welcome. Yes, Spirit Axe Player, you're the man. Discord would work for me. I understand that, man. I have problems with everything. All right, everybody, take care. Good night. We'll see you soon.